Hey everybody, Tony D with a Piney podcast, and still my horrible haircut. Fingers crossed that I could get a haircut scheduled. Everybody else in South Jersey and New Jersey, for that matter, hasn't been able to get a haircut in months, thanks to Tyrant Phil Murphy. I don't know why we can't just get a haircut outside, Phil. Seems like it could happen. Seems like that could work in small doses. If anything, if any business could work in small doses on a fairly decent scale, it would be the barber. You know, they could come to your house. You could go outside on the patio, sit in a nice chair while they cut away. I'm sure, you know, they could charge differently. But there's not a hell of a lot going on in South Jersey. Case-wise, we're at 512. This is like the 21st day in a row. We're under 1,000 cases. They're testing everywhere now. There's like 3 Rite Aids in South Jersey, I think, that are offering free virus testing. When you do that much testing, you're bound to find more people with positive cases. The big thing is that we still don't have these restaurants open. That's probably the big thing. The gyms, bowling alleys, a few other places. You know, Phil's taking his good old time, and these places are gonna break. They're gonna close. Is that the purpose, Mr. Goldman Sachs, Governor Goldman Sachs? Is it the purpose to close as many businesses as possible so your corporate friends can come in and buy it up? Will you be buying up all the empty plazas and stores so you could, I don't know, put in franchises from big corporations? Is that the plan? Is that why you can only open the anchor stores at the mall, the stores with outside entrances, which is a weird move anyway? It makes no sense considering the size of malls. Have you seen malls, Phil? Have you seen the recent attendance in malls prior to the virus? It's pretty empty. I mean, you could pretty much go into a mall and be by yourself until you walked into, you know, the Donuts Galore or whatever the heck you were going to. It wouldn't be a problem. Wouldn't really be a problem. The other thing going on with Phil, and this is sorry that this keeps turning into the Phil Murphy podcast, but it's the Piney podcast, is that he's refusing to answer questions from a Republican Select Committee on why he decided, as Cuomo did, to put recovering beer virus patients into nursing homes. Now, this might have been an okay thing to do if we had gotten overwhelmed, as was predicted, but we didn't get overwhelmed. The hospitals could tolerate the amount of people. And the science said quite clearly that the elderly were the most vulnerable. So the last place you should have put these people was a nursing home. You could have literally put them anywhere else. You could have put them in schools. Seriously, if you had schools with young people, they would have been safer there because young people are practically immune to the virus unless they have an underlying medical condition. So what happened to following the science, Mr. Science? Because it came out pretty early that elderly people were especially vulnerable to this disease. And you just shoving people into nursing homes. I've had to hang out in a nursing home for reasons I won't go into. And let me tell you something. It's a horror show. It's a horror show already. It was so bad when I had to go into this nursing home. I complained about it to the state, which they did nothing. And in fact, an EMT told me, oh, that's one of the better ones. It's one of the better nursing homes. It was a horror show. At night, you would just hear people moaning, old people moaning and crying, and no one answering their calls. No one. Because in the daytime at those places, they got the A-team, the amazing nurses who do everything and can do everything. At night, they've got the D-team, the nurses who have to do the overnight shift, who don't care about anybody, and they don't do anything. So, I mean, It's bad enough those people had to be put into a nursing home because they can't take care of themselves and none of their family can take care of them or refuse to. But to then add to their woes by sending the beer virus patients there, I think, yes, there definitely should be an investigation into you, Phil. Quite frankly, I think we should just recall you based on your horrible performance in general. But if this is the wedge to do that, so be it. I'm all on board. Go, Republicans. Go do something for a change. Go after Phil Murphy hammer and tongs as legally as possible. And let's get him out of office as quickly as possible. On the bright side, in South Jersey, the bear continues to roam the countryside completely unfettered. So be aware of the bear. He's been known to steal bird feeders and eat their delicious sweet nectar. So if you have a bird feeder like that, or even if you have one full of seeds, you might want to bring it inside or put it in your garage or something, because that apparently is attracting the bear to certain people, certain people's homes. It's moved into the Washington Township area. So be aware if you're in Washington Township, there's lots of woods there. So that's probably a slightly better place for it than Blackwood, home of many, many, many apartments. So hopefully the bear will continue his trek to more woody areas. Perhaps he'll make his way to Jackson and Great Adventure and get caught up in the safari. I don't know. But he is a wild bear, so continue to avoid him and give him his space. Don't throw him food. Don't stop to take pictures of him. Just leave him alone. He's a bear. Doesn't know what he's doing. We don't want to get the bear killed, because if he hurts somebody, then the cops are going to come out and shoot him. We don't want that to happen, just because somebody's stupid and thinks they can pet the bear and get away with it. He's a bear. He doesn't understand humans or what we're doing. So don't bother him. Leave him alone. Just let him go about his bear business. And hopefully Phil Murphy won't pass some decree making him stay at home for the next 6 months.